are times I wonder if I'm really alone. There are times I wonder if I'm true. There are times when I feel alone in a full room. There are times I feel alone with you.
My name is Aydian. I am transgender. I decided to take hormone replacement therapy in, oh man, it's been a while now. So October of 2009 is when I started, so it's just shy of 7 years on hormones, testosterone. And I got my top surgery in 2012 in the summer, so it's been a couple of years with that too. I identify as an entrepreneur. I like to create things. I was a baker for a while and did cake decorating, and then I kind of started a YouTube channel and started doing like speaking events, and then I started realizing that there was like a really big need, you know, back in like 2010, you know, when I'm like first year on hormones, there was like a huge need for like trans visibility. You know, I don't want to be stealth. I don't want to have to hide that I played softball in high school, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like switch it to baseball or like have to hide a picture of myself like in a little dress when I was 3 going to church with my mom or something, you know? I just felt like that wasn't who I was, and I didn't want to have to hide it. So I kind of like ventured into the activism role, just kind of being open, and I didn't like sign up like I'm going to be an activist. It was like, hey, people like want to hear a story, like here's my story, and here's some stories of other people, and you know, it just kind of really resonated with me, and I feel like that's when I always feel like my most authentic, and when I feel like the most pride in my identity and who I am is when I'm speaking and educating people, and you know, I feel like that's kind of my identity now. Like, I identify as an activist for the trans community, as an entrepreneur, as a creator. I totally get it. Like, I'm white in America right now. I'm more binary. You know, when you look at me, I look like a dude. You know what I mean? And you know, my expression is mostly verbally. And so what I tend to experience these days is that coming from a lesbian background, being super butch since like 12 to, you know, about 21 or 22 when I was identifying as a lesbian, and now living in this kind of male space, I find that I have a little bit of a problem of feeling where I belong, because if I go into like lesbian spaces, I don't quite really feel like I belong there, you know? It's like, hey, you're a dude. And then if I go into like queer spaces, a lot of people will read me as just like a binary guy, and they just think I'm just a bro who just wants to chill and, you know what I mean, like work out, and that's it. So many people just stereotype other people. It doesn't matter like what you're wearing, what you're not wearing. If you look, you know, binary or heteronormative, or if you don't. And I do it too, so I get it. Like, I look at people and I always try to catch myself. I'm like, oh, wait a second, like, you just assume that that person is this, that, and the third, and you didn't speak one word to that person. So I always try to remember that, and it's really interesting being on kind of like both sides. Like when you walk into a room as a lesbian, in like a straight space or whatever you want to call it, and then the opposite, you know, like walking into like a queer androgynous space, being more binary. I think my advice to folks that are watching this would be to remember that like your gender expression is your gender expression. It's not who you're trying to be or something you're going to turn into. It's about being yourself.